www.noblegoldinvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com. Noble Gold Investments is pleased to let you know that gold was the best investment class for 2022. Real estate, crypto, stocks, and bonds. Gold outperformed them all in 2022. Matter of fact, Noble Gold Investments helped thousands of clients buy real physical gold. And according to longtermtrends.net, gold outperformed the S&P 500, the Dow Jones, and even Bitcoin in 2022. Had you invested in the S&P 500 a year ago, you'd be crying because you'd have lost 20% of your investment. If you'd invested in Bitcoin a year ago, you'd have lost 65%. And if you have put all your 401k or your savings, if you've invested in the Dow Jones in the stock market, you'd have lost 10%. But gold has outperformed them all in 2022, and silver wasn't that far behind. So what are we waiting for here? We need to join the thousands of others by opening a gold IRA or silver IRA with noblegoldinvestment.com. Invest with Noble Gold Investments before the end of the month, and you will bag a free 1/4 of an ounce American Gold Eagle coin. That's 1/4 of an ounce American Gold Eagle coin with every qualified IRA, gold IRA of $50,000 or more. Just pick up the phone and call Colin Plume or one of his associates at 877-646-5347. And you can ask for a no-pressure consultation, only conversation. That's 877-646-5347. I promise you something. You will be glad that you did. I tell you, those guys are really professionals and they care.
Of England is now considering a gender-neutral God. For decades, the gender of God has prompted debate within the church, with many calling for male pronouns he and him, as well as reference to our Father, to be scraped in favor of either gender-neutral or female alternatives. Now, in what would mark a departure from centuries of tradition, bishops are set to launch a project, quote, on gendered language, referencing God in church services later this year. The move has been criticized by conservatives who have warned that, quote, male and female imagery is not interchangeable. However, liberal Christians have welcomed it, claiming that, quote, a theological misreading of God as exclusively male is a driver of much continuing discrimination and sexism against women. Details of the plans emerged in a written question to the Liturgical Commission, which prepares and promotes forms of service and religious worship in the church, at General Sion, the church's lawmaking body, which is sitting this week. Any permanent changes or rewriting of scriptures with gendered language would have to be agreed by a future meeting of the Synod. Top ally of Vladimir Putin says he will, quote, not hide his intention to invade Poland anymore. Ramzan Kadyrov, a key ally of Russian President Vladimir Putin, has begun rattling off threats about attacking Poland after Ukraine. Kadyrov, the head of Chechnya, suggested Monday that Russia should, quote, denazify and demilitarize Poland next. Quote, what if after the successful completion of NMD, Russia begins to denazify and demilitarize the next country? After all, after Ukraine, Poland is on the map. I will not hide that I personally have such an intention, Kadyrov said on Telegram. I personally have such an intention, and I have repeatedly stated that the fight against Satanism should continue throughout Europe and, first of all, on the territory of Poland. Kadyrov warned Tuesday that the time has come for the West to fall to its knees before Russia, predicting that the so-called special military operation in Ukraine would be over by the end of 2023. Quote, the special operation will be over before the end of this year. European countries will admit they have been wrong. The West will fall to its knees, and as usual, European countries will have to cooperate with the Russian Federation in all spheres. Kadyrov said, according to TASS, quote, "There should not and will never be an alternative to that," Kadyrov said.